morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It's exciting to be here. I feel like we haven't been here. Were we here last week?
I don't know. I miss you. I miss this. I'm so excited. Like, I'm glad we're here today. This is good. And this is a good topic too.
Oh my God, this is such an important topic. Like, I feel like in my personal life and in my business life, I deal with this with people every day. Their self-criticism and their judgment. And it's a sad state to me in one way, but I also get super excited when I know that someone's ready to work on it and wanting to overcome criticism and judgment of other people. And it is something that is so hard to do, right? I don't know. I grew up caring what people thought. I mean, I think that's how we're raised, right? We care what people think. We're trying to be good people, but it gets to a point where it's just too much.
Yeah. And I think different people also take it in different ways. Like, I've seen it with my husband and my daughter. Criticism or judgment motivates them. Like, oh, yeah, you don't think I can do it? I got this. Me and my son, you tell us we can't do something. I'm like, okay, you're right. I'm a failure. I suck at all. And there's different personality types. And I think, whether it's self-criticism, whether it's outward, something's coming at you, you do need to know how you internalize that and how you can empower yourself to get through that, no matter how it affects you and how you feel about it.
It's so funny that you gave that sentence about your husband and your daughter, you said?
Yeah, he and my daughter, you tell them they can't do something. My little 5-year-old girl, she's like, "I got this. I can do this. I can do this." And I'm like, "I suck." And my son, he's like, "I'm awful. I can't do this. It's overwhelming."
But you know what? Your husband's I'm going to prove I can do it. That's
Yes, he
me.
is.
That's me.
That's not me.
Like, you tell me I can't do something, I'll be like, I'll be damned if I can't do something. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to learn what I need to learn to get it done. And I'm going to not let other people's criticism get into my brain, which is why I love teaching this so much, because I used to care a lot more than I care now. Do I still care? Of course, I still care what people think. I think it's unreasonable to say, I don't care what anyone thinks.
Yeah.
There are people in your life you care what they think. Some people's pool of people they care about is bigger than others. Some people care about what everybody thinks of them, and other people have a smaller pool of people they care what these 5 people think, and no one else really matters. That's more like what I am.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe it's 10 people, like there are, but when it comes to business, this is a huge self-sabotaging habit that your brain is doing to you. And overcoming it is key to having success that is, I'm going to call it calm and happy success.
I like that.
Okay. Like, rather than the
frantic success.
Yeah. That frenetic fear, constant driven success is just not a good place to be and not a great place to stay. So getting to learn how to overcome criticism and judgment is going to empower everyone's success. Yeah. Period. End of story. So let's talk about the things that affect that and how we can move past that. And if you're watching live on YouTube, please like and subscribe so you get notified of future learning opportunities with us. So, all right. So constantly second guessing. Let's talk about that as related to the Facebook group, the Interior Design Business Forum.
So your Interior Design Business Forum Facebook group, it's well over 9,000 designers at this point, which is incredible. And there is such a wealth of knowledge in there. But we see this all the time where somebody asks a question and they get 17 responses and it's 17 different opinions and ideas and they all contradict each other. And the person that asks the question ends up more confused than when they started. And then they're second guessing what they thought was the right choice or decision. And it does sabotage their success. And I'm not saying that crowdsourcing or asking for opinions is a bad idea, but you need to sort of also be able to trust in yourself and your own feelings about it and not require that outside validation, because I think people often ask questions to get validation. Then they get 75 different opinions and they just leave feeling like they can't trust their own insight, their own vision, their own knowledge about a topic.
Yeah. And as much as I love having the Facebook group, and it is over 9,000 people and they do help each other, and I love that, you have to be really cognizant of the fact that your path is unique.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? So your path is unique. It might not be like the 17 people who responded to you. So how do you cull out the good advice versus the bad advice, and not compare yourself. Well, maybe I should be doing it that way. But you may have something in your business that's different from this other person.
Mhm.
Something in your personality that's different. Somewhere in your ideal client or your business model or the services you provide are different. Your business is unique. You are unique, and you're taking advice from a lot of generic, which again, I love crowdsourcing opinions, but then make sure you sit and think about what feels right for you. And if your instinct has been historically wrong, get help from the right people, right? Talk about that book you talked about before we went live.
So, Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I'm sure a lot of your viewers have read it. It's a great book, and it's sort of Glennon telling all these anecdotes about her life. But there's one story, and I'm going to botch this, so forgive me, big fans of hers and the book. But she talks about this idea of syncing, where, when the noise is too much, where there's too many opinions, ideas, thoughts, questions, things coming at her, she literally talks in the book about going into her closet, shutting the door, laying on the floor, clothes around her. Like, it's not like a sanctuary, it's just a quiet place, and just being quiet. And she said, I believe what she described, she called this feeling sinking, where suddenly she just kind of like has this, like this knowing, this peace, this calm, and gets a lot better at listening to that voice because she's tuned out physically has tuned out what's going on around her and put herself in a place where she can really trust and know what's going on inside. And she gives an example too later about how she's in like a boardroom situation and there's noise and chatter, and she's able to start taking what she learned in the closet into these spaces where she can start to tune out people and sink into her own knowing. I just think that is so powerful.
I gotta tell you, everything you're saying is giving me goosebumps, and I'll tell you why. Because it's same as meditation, right? What is meditation, right? I'm one of those struggling meditators, like I never learned how to meditate properly. I think I try, but listening to your own instinct and your own voice in silence at the bottom of a closet, if that's where you want to start,
Yep.
is getting back in touch with your own self and what you feel is right for you. And it's so important what you said, how you can transition from practicing how to do that, being alone with your own thoughts and really trying to think, what does my brain want me to do? Then will transition over to, while I'm talking to you, I can be calming my brain in the background and I could be thinking what really feels right for me while I'm actually doing other things. So when people are wondering, like, I don't have time to meditate, I don't have time to do all these things, the goal really is, from my understanding, and I'm a layman, my understanding is that it's a practice. And thankfully, I have a yoga teacher who lives in the downstairs apartment from where I am. So she explains this to me. It's a practice that then can apply to your daily life once you get really good at it, and can be done while you're doing other things to calm your brain, to cull out criticism, to cull out judgment, and really exactly what we're saying in the title here, empower yourself for business success and personal success by tuning out everyone's, I won't curse, freaking opinion about you, about what you do, about how you do it, about every decision you make. I mean, nothing is more steady than people's opinions, and they're constant, and their judgments, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. And the more successful you get, like I've heard it said, like new level, new devil. Like you work through one mindset block, you get through something, you land here. And then when you elevate yourself to here, there's going to be more. Like it never ends. And so learning how to overcome criticism and judgment, how to get yourself in that headspace where you empower yourself, you trust your instincts, you can know that you know the right thing to do. And this
Yes.
is a learned skill, though. This is something that having a coach, having a friend, having someone that you trust and know well to help you with can be really important, because it does take, I mean, for me, I wouldn't be where I am without my husband. He is my biggest cheerleader, my biggest supporter. Like, I need that. And that has really, really helped me, because I have that person that is supporting me, helping me sort through the noise. He's good at being your voice, Nancy, where he's like, didn't Nancy tell you not to do that? And I'm like, but I want to do that. I want to buy the thing. He's like,
I want to buy the things while
yeah, I
Nancy's
always want to
doing
buy the
stop
things.
spending money.
I know. So all that to say is there is a lot of value by seeking support from a trusted family member, a business friend, another experienced entrepreneur, a mentor, somebody that can sort of hold that space with you one-on-one and help you with that as well. Because I think the syncing, and I love that analogy, is a great thing. And I don't think it's just and also finding someone trusted, someone like-minded that can help you get there, help you sort through your thoughts. I always sort of compare like for me, working with a coach or a mentor it's someone that is pulling me out of the trees to see the forest.
Yeah.
It's getting me out of like this little mindset where I'm like focused and small and all crazy and tight, and having someone get you up here to breathe and to feel expansive and to see the bigger picture and to trust in what you
Yeah.
know to be true.
Yeah, because when you do that, all those little things get done
Yes.
without you dwelling on them so much. They just
Yeah.
sort of start to get done when you look at the global picture and you put the right priority on each of those things. And know that no matter what happens, you're going to be able to handle whatever comes up. That
Yeah.
is the biggest thing I teach people. Like get out of your head and think, well, what if this and what if they say that and what if they say that and what if they do that? Okay, and you will be able to respond appropriately either at the moment, or if you're a
Mhm.
person who has to think and go away and come back, you can say, let me think about that and get back to you tomorrow. Having the confidence in yourself because you're not caring so much about criticism and judgment. Did I spell judgment wrong on the screen?
Yes, it's missing an E. But
Oh,
I don't judge you for that. I'm not gonna criticize you. We all make mistakes.
I'm like, oh my God, I can't have a typo on the screen. That's like a big no for me. Wait, what did okay, hold on. Let me add the E so I can correct that. People
I
will
love it.
criticize me all the time for things just because that's what people do. It's not like people criticizing me. Everybody's criticizing everybody. That's what people talk about. If you
Yeah.
stop talking about other people, you actually have nothing to talk about half the time, which is an interesting observation to make, by the way.
I think you spelled it right. I'm Googling it because I was like, "Is
Oh,
it
did I
right?"
do it wrong? Oh,
In
how funny
in
is that?
US, there's no E. In the UK, it has an E.
All right, for my UK people, I put in temporarily, and now I'm putting it back. Okay, so my point being that, and I don't want to say this like I'm not pompous. I'm truly like always very cognizant of what it takes to get myself out of or into situations and have success in different areas of my life.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard work. So it's like pick your hard, right? You can take the easy way out and be surrounded by anyone who wants to be surrounded by you and let them bring you up or down based on their lives.
Mhm.
Or you can actually choose the people you surround yourself with and the lessons you absorb and the things and the people you listen to and let it bring you up,
Yeah.
right? So the one thing though that I know for sure is no matter what situation I'm in, I'm going to be able to handle it. Handle it. I didn't say it's going to be perfect. I didn't say I'm going to make the best decisions every time. I know that I can handle it. And that's part of what I always want to implore, to plead to everyone.
Yeah.
Learn how to handle ups, downs, and sideways in a way that doesn't derail your success.
Yeah. Becoming strong, becoming resilient. You don't read that in a book. You learn those skills by going through hard things. You overcome criticism, you become more resilient, you learn how to handle them better in the future.
Yes, definitely. And to seek support from experienced entrepreneurs or experienced coaches to help you in those moments. So, like a lot of people who come to us definitely have the struggle that I think most women have and some men have is that insecurity. Am I doing things right? What more
Mhm.
is there to learn? And sometimes it's not insecurity. Sometimes it's just that they want to learn more.
Yeah.
But if someone says, well, that's not the way I do it, does your body immediately go, oh, like, am I supposed to be doing it different?
Yeah. Am I doing it wrong? Is this bad? Am I Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Or do you think, let me hear how they do it and see whether I can modify my process to make it different or better for me to
Yeah.
be more profitable or to be more efficient or to be more timely, whatever the reason is, rather than looking at everyone else is doing things better than you and you judging yourself or
Yeah.
being judged by other people. Have the confidence to know that your compass is okay. And if you feel like it's not okay over the years, then get help.
I love that. Your compass is okay. And I think that's so powerful, trusting that A, you have a compass and you do know, and you need to learn to trust that.
It's reminding me, and I know we're going over, well, we're not going over, we have time, but there's a book called, what's it called? The Gift of Fear. And I feel like the name was Gavin something, if you happen to find it. This was a book I
Gavin
got,
de Becker.
Gavin what?
De Becker.
De Becker. That was a book I read when my kids were younger. because there was a time when my daughter was telling me a story. An elevator door opened. There was a man in it. She got an instinct. She didn't want to go into the elevator, and she didn't. But it was awkward
Yeah.
because the door opens. You stay there. You got to wait for the door to close and not get in. And I remember researching it at the time going, we teach our kids, just get in, just get it. Come on.
Yeah.
Go, right? We're constantly pushing ourselves and our kids along and ignoring our fear.
Yeah.
And I think that we ignore our internal compass as well sometimes. That's why it came up in my head, because it's like ignoring something you were born with. And now society and life and growth and parenting and everything has changed how we respond to those guttural instincts about what direction we should be going in our life and our businesses and other things. So if you can start to notice those things, that my gut is telling me this, yet all these people are telling me that, don't jump and make a move. Keep investigating until you're sure, right? Because now if you go out there and you start getting criticized and judged, I want you to be really solid in your decision and be able to say, I hear you, but I chose this because.
Yes, because is important there, to know your reasons. And because can be because I felt it was the right thing for me, and that's enough.
Yes. Yes. So we all know putting ourselves out on social media is opening us up for criticism and judgment. Working with any people, period, is opening up.
Being around human beings opens us up for criticism and judgment.
Exactly. So working on ourselves all the time, to trust our internal compass, to only take advice from people we feel are giving good advice for our unique circumstances, and to remember to building a successful business starts with believing in yourself.
Yeah.
And getting past other people's judgment and criticisms of you, right? This is something we get all the time on our business helpline and our Profit Insider programs. Like, it is something that a lot of people suffer from. So don't give up is my message. Don't give up on working on you, because working on you is what's going to create that business success that you're looking for. So if getting criticized and being judged by other people is holding you back, do some digging into yourself.
Yeah.
Do some sinking. What was it called?
I think she just calls it sinking, like kind of, that feeling where you just like sink into relaxation and like, yep, I got this. Like, it's not this tight, upright energy, just this sinking into what you know to be true and listening.
Yeah. Learn from other people, take some advice, but be careful who you're taking it from. Sink into your own thoughts and figure out what's best for you. And if you're not sure, surround yourself with like-minded people. Reach out and get a coach like you or I or anyone else you relate to get past what's holding you back. And if criticism and judgment of other people are holding you back, there are ways to get past that. It is something you can learn how to do.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, everyone. Go have a great week, and we will see you next week for Thursday Thoughts. Bye, everyone.
Bye.